Hey, 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 what's up, Elmerald? It's Tiff.
And Tig, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to all of our new members that just entered the group. We're happy to have you. And also, welcome to the seasoned people in our group. We're also excited to have you week after week after week. I think we have like 30 weeks of training videos. Is that right, Ty?
Yeah, we are right around that number there. So there's a lot of good value in this.
Yes, yes. So we're really excited to get started today. But before we bring up our amazing team member and guest here today to talk to you about how you increase the value in your mastermind so that you can attract more people into your mastermind or coaching program and so that you can serve them to the highest degree so that they get the most value, right? So we're going to dive deep into that. But I wanted to share a little bit about what our journey has been. As you know, Tig and I are very transparent about our journey. And so far, our journey has been an incredible ride. And we've gotten to the point now where it just started with me first, and Tig was my coach. So he like coached me into growing a mastermind group like Inner Circle and like this group here. And then I started this, and then we brought Tig on as a partner. So it grew. And then we brought another person on, and then we brought another person on. And now we've expanded to a team of like 5 people that I didn't think was possible in the short 6 months that we've been working on this, really. So our revenue is growing. Also, as we're growing, we're sort of breaking things, learning things, and also getting in the swing of things. And so to have an incredible team to back you up and to grow your organization in this way is something that I never thought was possible. And I just wanted to declare, yeah, again, this week, if you want to see some wins, put wins in the comment section because I want to share some wins with you. I want to see some of our inner circle wins today. And you all are part of that in some way, shape, or form. So let me just
Yes.
share.
While you're finding that, Tiff, I want to point out something that you said that I think is so important, and you kind of went over it so quickly that it's easy to miss. And that is that as we reach each new level, we're breaking things, right? Because no matter what you've built, the systems that you build, the technology that you use, the strategies that you use, the strategy that got you to where you are now is not the strategy that's going to get you to the next level. And when you get to the next level, things are going to break, and we expect that. But how do we handle those breakdowns? How do we move forward and scale in a way that keeps things going and keeps things smooth? That's what we're dealing with here.
Yes, thank you so much for highlighting that, Tig. So here we go. I'm going to share a little bit from our revenue chat, and I'm excited because this is one of the benefits of the inner circle, but one of the awesome here, as you can see, new person signed into their team. Highest ticket client booked. Congratulations, Tig. And I don't know if you can see this right there. There you go. Here we are. Wow. Yes. So also, just to share with you a little bit here, is this month we broke yet again another 6 figures in volume, and year to date almost $1 million, actually $1 million in revenue. This is what we call points in our back office, but it converts into dollars. It's actually over 1 million in sales year to date, the biggest year that I've ever had. And this is amazing. This is not including, what we generate within the inner circle. So in terms of, people coming into the inner circle. So that's just some of the wins. And we have more that you get to see once you join the program. You get to be sort of in proximity to these amazing wins.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that's so incredible about this mastermind setup is that you're surrounded by people who are winning. You're surrounded by people who are on the journey of doing the same process, even though they may be in a different niche, or they may have some slight nuances. They're doing the same process that we teach, and you're able to see every week how this process works. And it's such a great way to stay in the game, to stay motivated, to keep playing, and to recognize that all you have to do is follow the process, and it works, because when you follow the process, you get wins. And that's shown through our revenue chat. That comes up every single call we have. We always start our calls with wins to talk about how team members are winning and what lessons they're learning as they do this. So it's an extraordinary environment to be in.
Yes, 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 yes. And if you're new and you're like, what do you all even do? I forgot to say that Tig and I and Elm World and Beatrice, who will come on with us in a second, help are a platform for coaches, trainers, and organizational leaders to scale their impact. And what does that really mean? Well, we're basically a combination of coaching and transformational training and business sales enrollment strategies that work. We put those two together so that we know that we're supporting leaders around the world to make their impact even deeper. What often happens is when we're building a solopreneur business, like a coaching business or a training business or a network marketing business, some sort of organizational sales business, is that we sort of take it on as our own, and we only do things by ourselves, and then there's burnout. So I know that there's people who generate six figures doing each of these things, but to really scale the impact and have a fulfilled life is what we're committed to creating.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we have one of our team members here who's going to talk more about this. And I'm so excited to speak with her because she's someone who's really making things happen. She's having tremendous growth. I'll let her share more about that. But I think the last one that she shared is that she looked back at her revenue and realized that for the first time since she quit her corporate job, she was making as much monthly revenue as she was in her corporate job through her coaching business, which is extraordinary, right? Like that is the dream. That is the goal, to get to that point where you're not missing that revenue. And then everything from there is icing on the cake.
Yeah, so if you want to see Beatrice, go ahead and put Beatrice in the comments right now. And Beatrice, why don't you come on live? Hey, hey, hey.
Hey everyone, I'm so happy to be here. And that was such a big win. I was like smiling as you were saying that, Tig. Thanks for the welcome.
Awesome.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you here.
So Beatrice, could you tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your background as a coach, your jump from corporate America into coaching, and then when you finally met Elmworld and came onto Elmworld?
Yes. Oh my goodness. It's been a crazy journey. So I previously was in a corporate HR job. I had this experience of like kind of going through the motions and doing it, but realizing like it wasn't fulfilling work for me. And I kind of hit a point where I was like, I like want to be committed to doing work that makes me feel good, but also helps others and I know is making an impact. And that's when I planted the seed for my coaching business. And around the time I had met Tiff and we started connecting, like was when Elm World was starting to be born. And immediately when you shared your vision with me, I was like, whoa, like I don't want to have to sacrifice like my fulfillment and how I care for myself and run a business that like runs me kind of thing. So I knew that I wanted to be a part of this team, of this vision. And for me, like what's always kept me going and my intention of my business is to empower others to love the work they do. And so I realized I need to be a living, I need to like live that for myself. And it's been an amazing journey, like being a part of Elm World as a clarity coach and getting to coach all of our amazing people that enter this space and seeing the breakthroughs. And like Tig, you mentioned, like the latest biggest breakthrough for me was like, oh my gosh, like I created this abundance, this revenue, and it signified so much for me because I think it showed me that your limitations that you have for yourself, like when you decide that more is possible and you commit to that, like it happens, so that's a little bit about how I, came to where I am today. But I'm so excited to be on this journey because I'm like, oh, what's possible next? Like what's that next level now?
Amazing. So
That's amazing.
I'm hearing that you're running multiple business alongside being a part of Elm World. And this is something that we see happen on our team, is that our team is able to sort of integrate all of the things that they're up to and still be a part of Elmworld and forwarding this vision in a way. And so just for context for people is that we had Beatrice come on as clarity coach because Tig and I declared one-on-one coaching. We were like, we're not going to make that our whole business. It's not scalable. And so what we've done is we wanted to bring someone in who could set you up to win. And what we found was that without that first initial session, Beatrice, in other programs that I've been in, just the energy wasn't there. And people would bring in their baggage. They would bring in all the things they can't do. And so one of the ways that we decided we could bring value to our clients was have someone like amazing like you set them up for success at the very first, point of their journey. So what has your experience been in terms of being able to work at that point when people are coming in, they're nervous, but they're excited, and then they get to sort of break through?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm like beaming because I'm thinking of all the clients or the, people I've gotten to coach. And I think the biggest thing that I experience is people are really excited when they start. And in that session, we get to actually look at like, what is that thing holding you back? And it's not just like this is holding me back. Okay. But it's like, let's figure out how to break through that and actually the person that you're committed to being in order to create the vision that you want. And one thing that really stuck with me, I think you either Tig had shared it, is like, in order to become the person you want to be, you have to let go of the person that you were and really be committed to stepping into a bigger and just like confident version of yourself. So in those sessions, they're so powerful. And I think for me, I'm just so grateful because I feel like as a coach, like I learned just as much from coaching as I do from being coached too. And yeah, I just recognize like, wow, I'm able to really stand for someone so that they get to see their greatness and actually take action in that space of like confidence and not hide behind those stories of like, but I don't have enough money, or what if I fail, or, like we all carry those sometimes. And I think I really make an intention in those sessions of like, I'm standing for your greatness, like you're here for a reason. And in order to grow, you got to stretch and be willing to like get a little uncomfortable and show up for yourself. So.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. So was there ever a time, Beatrice, before joining the inner circle that you hesitated, or did you know from the moment you heard about it that this was the program for you?
Yeah, for me, it was like, I was so intrigued and I felt like, I don't know if anyone's ever felt this like pulling feeling of like, speaking to you, Tiff, I was like, I feel like I'm drawn to this experience. And I know that like my inner critic or this voice in my head that's saying like, oh, you're not a leader, or maybe this is too much, or, so I heard that voice, but I also felt that pulling feeling. And I was like, if I do this, like, I know I'm going to have massive, or the possibility there is that like, I could have a massive shift in my business. I could show up as a leader. Like I just can see myself as a leader for the first time, because I felt before I would say I'm a leader, but I didn't really feel connected to that. Right. I didn't feel like I was showing up even in my business as a leader, like from that place of power. So I felt like me saying yes made me kind of scared, because I was like, oh God, can I do this? But I'm so glad that I did, because it was like committing to that, story, committing to seeing myself as a leader, committing to all the things that I've been saying that I want. And that to me was so worth it, to like push past the fear and just say yes. Like sometimes saying yes we make so complicated, but like it was just from saying yes that led to all of this growth.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell us what happened for you when you said yes? Like we've heard a lot of people say that in the process of saying yes, that in and of itself is transformational for them. Was there anything that saying that yes and taking that leap made possible for you?
Yes. So what's crazy is like when I said yes and entered Elmworld and started to do the work, like I noticed like opportunities and things started to present themselves in my life. And I felt like I was like a little like, oh, is that like, I kind of was like, oh, it's that easy kind of thing. Or I don't know. It's like, this has to be an uphill challenge. Like this can't, like, even the clarity sessions, like I had downplayed my role as a coach, or like just the impact I was making, and hearing people in the community literally come to me and be like, oh my gosh, that session opened up so much for me. I still speak to them to this day, like, and, Kim or, Craig and everything messaging me and saying like, I still remember that session, and I still like am committed to the things that we came up during that. And it just made me realize, like, by saying yes, I get to like just show up in such a way that I empower others, and like breakthroughs are happening. I launched a group coaching program. I was able to, have this revenue wins, and I don't know, just seeing like the impact I'm making in people's lives because I said yes, and having it be less about like a me conversation and my ego. And I'm just like, this is about like helping people and having this happen. So that was like a huge breakthrough for me, because I realized like it's so much bigger than the conversation you're having in your head.
Yes, I love that. I'm over here laughing because I actually remember the exact conversation I had with Tiff when she was building this program.
We were rushing to unmute ourselves. I could tell by our body language. Tyga and I want to tell the story because I was about to say that. Like,
say it, do it.
Exact conversation. It was like, there's two things that you said, Beatrice. One is like, am I really a leader? Like, does this resonate with me? And can I really show up? And I'm realizing that I was afraid to make the commitment to be a leader. So that means that I had to actually show up. Second was like the feeling of that it should be harder. Like, why isn't it harder to build a six-figure business? Why isn't it harder to group a mastermind together and have these incredible wins for our clients? Like, why is it so easy?
Yeah, I'm gonna lean in for this. I'm gonna lean in. All right. I remember the conversation. I remember the phone call when Tiff was like, this is way too easy. She was freaking out. She was like, what's going on? This is too easy. Like, something's got to be wrong. And I'm like, what if it doesn't have to be hard? And she was like, what?
Yeah, yes. And I wanted to hear in the comment section, like, how many of you want what you want to be harder? Like, I know that it's not that's counterintuitive, but sometimes the answer is right in front of us. And so I had this story that being successful was supposed to be really difficult. And it really was just like showing up. Like, I was afraid that if I declared all these things, that I would have to show up for it. Right. And so the last thing that you said after that was, it's not about me, but making it less about me and more about the value that I can help create. And that being the thing that brought you out of your head. And so, like, as we move into like what it means to build a team, like I'm seeing in the comments, my mom's watching the video, Tasha, people in our inner circle, like these are all people that have come together towards a common vision, and like we get to contribute. And so when Tyg and I said, the kind of people that we want in our inner circle are people who are going to contribute, not just sit there and want to take from the program, or like they're there so that they could support each other. And this is the value of the sort of the caliber of our network. And Tyg and I said, we want only people in our program that we want to work with for a really long time, that really align with our values. So you said some really amazing things right now. They're just huge lessons.
Yeah. I think what sticks with me from this too is just like, it doesn't have to be an uphill battle. And if there's a voice in your head that's saying yes, that's saying like, the best way I can describe it is just a pulling feeling, like knowing that you're being called higher. And saying yes for me led to like so many breakthroughs, so many, not only for myself, but for others in our community. And I think that's the thing that's so beautiful, is like, it just came from saying yes. Like, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, one of the things I'm most excited about also is, Beatrice came in, she's part of the inner circle, but she's also a team member. And, Tiff and I have both said we want people in the inner circle who we want to work with for a long time, but not as clients. We are committed to having people come into the inner circle, find their leadership, find their voice, and work with us as leaders on this mission to impacting 10 million lives around the world when it comes to healthy and happy and prosperous leadership.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the thing that we wanted. Because I do have a philosophy that if I coach you, I never want to see you again. Not literally, in a way where it's like you get to have sustainability, take the tools and actually make something that will be that vehicle moving you forward. And so Beatrice was like a client slash team member. Tasha is also a client, became team member, and we're looking for more team members, more to come here to contribute to Elm World in this way. So great point.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drop a little foreshadowing here. We're going to be dropping an announcement post by the end of the week because we are actually looking for more team members to join our team, to be a part of this amazing executive team. And we're super excited about that. Every time we get to add a team member to the executive team, we love the energy that it adds. We have these incredible team calls where we have a lot of fun. We really support each other. You know, if you guys caught Tasha's post earlier this week, I mean, we're there, we're family for each other, and it's amazing. That's what it feels like, and we love it.
Yeah.
Yes. So watch out for that. If you want to work on the Elm World executive team, we have one spot open at the moment that's opening. So moving on to the juiciest part of this live stream is that we have announced a third class in the inner circle. So currently, as it stands, we have two classes. One where we focus, where Ty gets in with you and supports you in getting you out of your own way for you to accomplish what we set up for you in the curriculum in order to get those wins. And then there's a class with me where I help you on marketing, messaging, sales, so that you get that enrollment, you get people excited, you make that money. And then we're adding a third one. So we're not just a course, we are a platform, a resource for you to truly step in and grow. And the third one is Beatrice's book club.
That's right. Yeah, so like Tiff said, this is so much more than a course and a class. This is a leadership community. You're in community with other leaders, up to big things, using the same process that you're using, learning on the same journey that you're learning, sharing their wins, sharing what they've learned. And this creates such an incredible leadership mastermind and community, which is one of the most valuable things about what we've created here.
Yeah. And I think just to speak into this, I am super excited, first of all. The other thing is, like, this idea of building community and standing for each other, like holding each other high through the experience within Inner Circle. It's unreal. And, you know, my intention of this book club is to draw connection, but also for us to use and implement these tools, these lessons, marketing mindset principles, and to integrate them into how you run your business so you can be an effective leader and see results. So I'm just excited because I feel like, you know, there's ongoing learning, but like being able to see each other in this community and grow together every week. And I'm going to challenge you too. So I will say that much. But I'm just excited to be facilitating this. And yeah, like I said, just seeing the breakthroughs, that's what keeps me so excited every day. And this is just going to be another exciting journey starting this week.
Yes. And so Beatrice is obviously super heart-centered and like offered you that connection, that intimacy. And the biggest fear around masterminding is like, could I provide everything that a group needs? Right? I feel like I hear that when people are moving from one-on-one coaching to mastermind coaching. So I want to hear from you, Beatrice, like from your experience in Elm World so far, in terms of the transition of like coaching, what you've seen on one-on-one to like being a part of a mastermind group. And I know you're a part of a few, right? A few masterminds and group coaching. What have you seen in sort of that transition, that bridge? What are some of your insights about that?
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. Both of them, the private one-on-one and the mastermind, for different reasons. And I think the biggest thing I noticed in the transition is in a group setting there, and I always acknowledge this before I go into a mastermind, is that I don't have to have all the answers. Okay. I don't have to go in and be expected to give every single answer to every single thing for every single person, because you have to understand that every person is powerful, is wise, and has the answers within themselves. And also having that openness of being open to breakthroughs, seeing every person as a leader in this mastermind, and showing up as a leader too, is what I think creates that, like, those powerful breakthroughs. And in one-on-one coaching, I think, I still love doing my private one-on-ones as well, but for me, I've realized, like, it's even more powerful in a mastermind setting, because you have this platform where we're sharing ideas, where we're like having that space for there to be breakthroughs, for there to be like people connecting the dots from, like, oh, you just shared your experience, that just triggered something in my mind. Or it always goes to where it needs to go at the end of every session, I feel. And it's a reassuring thought, I think, when leading a mastermind, is like knowing that, like, I don't have to be this guru that has every single answer, but I need to show up as a leader and know that, like, I'm adding value, and that I'm also seeing everyone in this space as leaders, as people that I'm empowering and not helping. We're talking about the distinction of, like, I want to empower you so that you can grow. I don't want to just help you and give you things all the time. So yeah, I think that's been one of the breakthroughs that I've had, and realizing the power and, like, the value of a mastermind group and what can come of it.
Yeah. Again, you said so much. Everybody, when this is done, go back and watch this 3 more times, because Beatrice is just dropping these knowledge bombs, put knowledge bombs. You agree. Oh my gosh. So Tig and I like to get really transparent about our thinking in terms of why we do what we do. And one of the reasons why we re-implemented this is because we had some breakdowns in sort of the connection and intimacy of our group, which is something that we feel some masterminds are missing, and that it's a very important principle for us to stay connected. And we realized that it doesn't have to be Tig personally and Tiff personally, that it could be who represents, like, the Emerald executive team. And, like, this is the biggest reason why we implemented this, but it serves a couple of purposes. So as if you're a coach and a trainer right now, and you're thinking of ways that you can provide value, and Beatrice said so much about not having all the answers, but just facilitating a space where leaders can come together and having these conversations. So some of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had were after a training presentation, like in a back room, somewhere, talking to the person who was speaking up on stage, and it was in passing. And it was one golden nugget that I took, that actually the golden nugget that had me create this program from a guy named Sean Gray happened while we were bowling. And I was expressing my frustration to him, and while we were bowling, he said, "Tiff, if you want to be who you can become, then you have to let go of who you already are." And it's like those nuggets. And so what this book club provides is, one is that backroom sort of conversational aspect to leadership. And why it does that is because you're going to be reading from some of the best mentors in the industry, and you're going to be discussing their thoughts. It's like a free mentorship program from Russell Brunson and from Daniel Coyle and from all the people that Beatrice you'll be reading with. So you get this high level backroom conversation where these nuggets will be dropped. So that's what I'm excited about.
Yes. Oh, I couldn't agree more. And I love that example you shared of, like, having those like back conversations. It's like, sometimes it's not just about those videos that you're watching by yourself or the things that you're doing solo. Like, when you come together with leaders that empower, that have that mindset of growth, that challenge you, like, through the discussion and through I think just having that open conversation and coaching, you're about to see some magic, and some breakthroughs that maybe you don't even see possible yet. And so I'm really excited for what's to come in book club.
I love it. Yes, we are so excited. So if this sounds like something that you might be interested in, I want you to go ahead and drop magic in the comments. Go ahead and put magic in the comments, and we will have someone on our team reach out to you. It'll be Tasha or somebody else to reach out to you to see where you are and how you may fit into this group. We would love to talk to you and see what you have going on.
Yes, definitely. So the way that it works, so that there's full sort of transparency on the steps, is that if you drop magic in the comments to learn more about how to get into the inner circle, and we're looking for coaches, trainers, and organizational leaders who are looking to scale their impact and revenue, and do that through social media specifically. But we want to take a look at whether or not that's something that's viable for you, or that's something that you're really interested in. So what will happen is that when you type magic in the comments, Tasha will reach out and she'll get to know you more. And if she thinks that she needs to know a little bit more, she'll jump on a really quick call with you, 5 minutes tops, because we know she's super busy, but also like just to get to know what your needs are a little bit more, if you're the right fit. And then she'll have you schedule a call with us if she thinks that it's the right time for you to move to the next level. Once you do that, then you get one of us. And once you get into the program, then you get to schedule a call with Beatrice.
Ready for you. Come on. Let's do it.
Yeah. So if you found that today was valuable and you love Beatrice, which we love her, go ahead and put value in the comments and let us know what your biggest insights are. Take a couple of minutes, take some time, and just talk to us about what you liked about this, what kind of value you brought out of it. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. We can't wait to speak to you more. Beatrice, this has been so awesome. I'm so happy that you've joined us. Like every time we talk to you, it's like these knowledge bombs, these wisdom bombs get dropped left and right. And it's just so incredible.
I appreciate y'all so much. I honestly am just speaking from the heart too. And I think this conversation has reminded me of the journey too, and how grateful I am that grateful I am that I said yes, to be honest. And so I hope to see some of y'all that are on the call inside of the inner circle, because this is your time, and yeah. Thank y'all for inviting me. And this has been so fun.
Awesome. And if you have any questions for Beatrice, ask her in the comments, and I'm sure she'll be in the pocket with you all answering those questions. Thank you so much, Beatrice. We're so happy to have you on our team. So grateful. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for who's going to get.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. And we'll see you next Monday for
Leadership live stream.
That's right.